Okay, and if you were just listening to or watching the 250 Canadian Triple Crown Motocross Series breakdown preview from Billy and Greg here, now we're going to move on to the 450 class. 450 class, Greg, what do you want to say? I'll let you speed it up through how we're going to group this up.
Yeah, I just think it's, I mean, we've got a lot of guys. If you look at the top 20, there's a lot of guys that aren't racing. There's like, let's break it down real quick. Tanner Ward, not racing. He's going to go ride 250. Lopez, not racing. Blackmare, not racing. Western Resina, not racing. Yannick Boucher is just East Coast and doing some off-road, like, you know, what his plan is there.
Right.
O'Farrell, not racing, retired / hurt / maybe, you know, he's doing TV, I think. He's all over the place. Keelan Meston, don't know what he's doing at this point.
Crossroads.
I think yeah, Keelan's been at the Crossroads for 10 years now. He's always made the decision either way. I know he's on the Yamaha 450s, which Paul Pemexa's bike of the year, so that's good. But he's riding out west. I think he'll do the west round and see where he goes from there. Keelan's quick too, so I don't know. But it's more about, it's a much smaller list of who's racing and who's not in the top 20.
And I think we can do kind of like you mentioned, doing in the kind of groups. At the top, obviously, we got to talk about perfect season, won every moto last year. Dylan Wright, he's got 2 good ACLs now. He had both done at once. He's coming in healthy. World-class talent. I mean, I don't think anybody can touch Dylan Wright in Canada. I just don't think so.
Nope, nothing like 2 fresh ACLs, eh? That's
and that's not a knock on anyone else. I mean,
no,
he's just at a level where I don't know. We haven't seen a guy like that in Canada in a long time.
No, not to be biased or anything, but Dylan is a shoulders above the, not head and shoulders, but maybe just a little bit above the rest of the group, but. To be honest with you, I'd love to see someone step up and be there throughout the whole moto. We had T-Dags, great starter, couldn't hang right till the end, not for fitness-wise or anything, but just couldn't hang with him till the end. Moff, hurt early, did well first round, and then second moto of the first round had that huge crash that I saw. Oh, that was brutal. I thought he was done for the year. Guy saddles up and races the rest of the season. Who else we got that we haven't really talked about? I mean, T-Dags and Moff are your next 2 guys. And
well, no, let's not forget about Jess Pettis. A healthy Jess Pettis coming in.
As I was just about to say, Jess didn't race last year, really, right? He was gone for most of the year, so I didn't even think about him. And that's not a knock at Jess. It's just
of course not. Because I think he's the guy that's going to show Dylan a wheel.
And there you go. So we've already got the top 5 almost picked. We got the top 4. So let's talk about that. So we've got Dylan right up front. I really think he's going to be the class of the field.
Can he go undefeated again? Sure he can.
I think he can. It's a possibility for sure. He's going to have good, solid bikes. Those bikes don't break. They knock on wood, of course, but
new mechanic. Things have changed over there. Petker's moved on.
Petker is the crew chief now.
Doesn't want to travel. Not going to go west. Won't be going west, right?
He will be at the first round or 2.
Okay.
I've been told. But he won't be at all of them.
Okay.
And then he's got Braden. And Braden was Ryder McNabb's mechanic last year, and Braden takes his job very, very serious.
And went to the Motocross of Nations and the GPs with Dylan.
Yeah, so they're buddies. Like, it's not like a brand new guy.
Yeah.
He knows who he is. They got a good relationship. I think it's going really well. That team is super solid. I know they're very deep in the final week of prep and testing, and I know Braden's been working very long hours to get everything dialed. So I think the bike's
working on your
solid.
bike.
He did work. He did do a very good job with my bike, but he's been working on Dylan's, although I bug him all the time for small stuff. But thanks, Braden. But no, I think that's your top. Okay, there's your top 4 right off the hop. Dylan, Jess, Tyler, Moff, and those last 3 no particular order. But those are
no
your
particular order.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Call me out on that. But and then we were looking 5. Now we're right into the 5 to 8 guys.
5 to 8. Yeah. Okay. So, in my opinion,
the best place to be, the 5 to 8.
Okay. Here's what I think. I think it's Dylan Wright. I think it's Jess Pettis fighting for that, trying to show him wheel. Because I know, well, the top 4 guys, definitely the top 3 guys think they can win it. Dylan knows he can win it. Jess thinks he can beat him. Tyler always thinks he can beat him.
Tyler's the most stubborn guy
out
there for sure.
Moff wants to beat him. I don't know if Moff thinks he can beat him, but Moff wants to beat him.
I've listened. I'm always listening to other podcasts and other media sources. We're a small pond with some guys in it, so I'm trying to always take some things in. I know I've heard from the other guys. New from Galdi, for example. They've talked to Moff when he was at Santa Lee for the AMO race last weekend. He says he's found something over the off season. He feels better than he has in years. This is his last year for sure. So he's leaving it all on the table. I mean, maybe the guy wins. I don't know. Who knows? But Moff.
You look good in some of the vids I saw from that race at Sand Del Lee.
Yeah, so I mean, he's confident. I'd love to see it for sure.
Yeah, healthy, motivated, free. His mind's clear. It'd be nice to see. I think he'll be. Again, I think it's going to be him and Tyler battling out again, and I think Jess will be just a tiny bit above that, and then the Dylan Wright above that. So that's just the way I see it. Anyway. But
that's the way we see it. We don't know how it's going to go down.
Of course, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, we're too Canadian. We're too Canadian about it.
Yeah, I know. We don't want to. Oh, well, but the problem. Yeah, we know them. We know their families.
We don't want to ruffle anything. We all hang out. I just saw Dylan today, so it's like I don't want to tick anybody off.
Yeah, it's different up here in Canada, folks.
Yeah, geez, the hot takes are pretty lukewarm.
I was as hot as I get. Those takes.
It's true. Yeah, you were sweating. You were so hot.
I was. Yeah.
And then I think the 5 to 8 is where it's going to get spicy. So it's you're going to have your Daniel Elmores, your Jeremy Mackay's. I think Jeremy's going to be a solid 5 to 8 guy. I'm sure if you talk to him, he'd be a podium guy. Maybe he is. Who knows? We haven't seen him on the 450 in the national setting.
Yeah.
But
I've seen him on the bike.
Yeah,
looks good.
Yeah, he's a big kid. 5 to 8. I think he's a super, like, at minimum he's 5 to 8. You've got, so I said we got your Daniel Elmores, your Jeremy Mackay's. We've got even like T. Perot on the harder pack tracks. He's not a sand guy. He openly admit that. We saw him go for last year. Not a sand guy. You're mixing the rest of the guys in. Your Parker Eels, your Ryan Derrys, your Julian Bennick's going to be up there. That's a guy we haven't even talked about. Julian Bennick's riding the 450. He's a big kid too. He's young. He tends to be fairly injury prone. That's what's happened the last few years. Yeah. But let's see if the 450 calms him down a little bit. We're filling up that 5 to 10 pretty quickly. I think at this point, especially out west, a lot of guys from the east aren't going there, but then you're going to have the guys from out west that are going out east. So we'll have to wait and see how that works.
Right, and I see, like we mentioned, the top 4 guys, and then after that we got your, like you mentioned, Elmore, Bennick, and Mackay. I think that could be pretty good. I think those guys. I think those 3 should be kind of battling right in there for 5, 6, 7 kind of thing. And then T. Parrott. We've got also, speaking of that man luck team, T. Parrott on that team. Avery Berry's boyfriend, the Belgian guy. I don't know enough about him, but everybody's
like,
you
don't even know his name apparently.
Yeah, we don't even know his name, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
But I apologize. But apparently he's a guy we got to watch for. And
yeah, I mean,
I don't know what more to say, but
apparently he's good, and we'll see how he is. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys come from other countries, even the U.S., and race our tracks, and they're different, right? Anywhere you go, they're different tracks, or different breakdowns, different preps, whatever it may be. They're different. So will he struggle? I don't think so. But is he going to succeed immensely? We'll have to wait and see. I keep saying that, but like this is what the previews are about: waiting and seeing, having
for sure.
We'll see how he does. I think, like I said, at 5 to 10, we got a lot of guys that aren't racing this year. So you take out your Blackmere, Lopez, Rosina, Boucher from out east, O'Farrell, Meston, maybe, I don't know. Keelan hasn't said anything. Right. So you're putting in your Ryan Derrys in there. That Ryan started out right in the top 10 or right outside the top 10, and now I think he's solidified in that 9 to 10, maybe 8 to 10 range because guys are out
and we just did an interview with him over at Vision Built again, and he was saying top 10 for him would be a win, right? Like
and I think that's achievable, and I think that's a big deal for him and his dad to do that. And, they're not out here trying to make something of it. They're just trying to do something with what they have.
Yeah, so I mean, 450 class, much easier to go through than the 250 class, because 250 there are a lot of guys up there, and we got 20 guys in the top 10.
In 250, absolutely.
So 450, I think it's a little. Well, it's not a done deal. I mean, again, like we say, the podium is tough. To get that 3rd spot on the podium is going to be tough between those 4 guys. Dylan, yes. Between Pettis.
Yep. Yeah, you're big on the Jess in 2nd, which I can expect.
Big on,
I mean, he hasn't been able to stay healthy.
But he didn't do Supercross.
No, that's true. But he did get hurt last year in outdoors. So it's one of those things where he's blistering fast.
He came back a little,
he's blistering fast. He just can't seem to not be injured, and that's unfortunate because I think he's at that point where he was trying really hard to get to that next level, and unfortunately hurting himself. And I think he's had the off season without Supercross. He's just riding and down the States, having fun, like just kind of taking it back and being more relaxed, and I think that might benefit him. And then you've got T-Dags. T-Dags, like I said, the most stubborn guy out there, doesn't know when to quit, and but he doesn't need to quit either. It's one of those things where he never says die, and he's out there grinding. Like he whole shotted Moto 1 or Moto 2 last year at Kamloops, and the guy's, he's a bulldog. That's the best way to describe T-Dags. Is that he kind of pit bull bulldog guy that just gets a hold of a toy or something.
Mr. Worldwide. We're gonna call him Mr. Worldwide.
I don't know if he'd like to be Pitbull, but he might take offense to that. I know he's into a different kind of music than Pitbull, but yeah, I think it's equal. We'll talk about it as a whole. The 250 class is going to be exciting because of the amount of guys we have. The 450 class is going to be exciting because they're the cream of the crop, and we've got 4 or 5 super quality dudes that are going to battle it out tooth and nail. And, you know, are they going to be able to beat Dylan? I don't know. Nobody did last year, and that's just the sheer facts of it all.
What I thought was interesting, okay, we say that. Remember last year, like, he'd get a bad start or he'd go down, he'd have to come back. It took him a while, but then once he got out front, he was somehow just able to find that other gear and just dusted. Like, it was weird. Like, he took his time getting around guys. He's like, okay, gone. So, I think
one of the craziest things I've ever seen on a dirt bike was Dylan at San Diego last year, where he went down. Sorry.
Keeping him up.
Where he went down and came through the pack, and I said to you even in person while the moto was going on, I said, it's over. There's no way he's going to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
And he just was an animal on the bike, doing things that I didn't even, like, I don't know, he had another level in him, and I'm like, okay, if that's it, then it's over. Like, nobody's going to beat him. He was dead last.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's done. There's no way. And he just came through like a freight train.
It was like, oh yeah? Watch.
Yeah. So it was, he must have heard me. Sorry. But yeah, I just think he's got more in him now because he's got fresh knees, and that's crazy to say for a kid his age. He's got fresh knees. Sees him down in HRC, with the HRC boys in the States at the Lawrence compound. Like,
yeah, he's surrounded by some pretty good people.
Yeah, so I mean, he's even got Jake that's going to be you know, hit him up too, and chasing him down. So he's got everything going for him. So 450 class is going to be an absolute dogfight.
Right now, yeah. So I mean, what more do we? I mean, do we do our picks? I guess we got to pick our podium, just like our season podium. We got to end it with that. Like I say, 450 class, a little easier to go through, right? We're kind of like we said. So let's jump right to our predictions, man. What do you got for your top 3?
I go first.
You did last time. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. I say Dylan Wright #1, and then we go T-Dags again and Moff 3rd, and Pettis 4th. We'll go on that one.
Well, you're top 3, not 4.
Oh, well, okay, let's go 5 then, and I'll say, yeah, we'll go top 5.
I don't want to go top 5.
Okay, fine. Oh, that's fine with me. But, okay, so my top 3 is Dylan, T-Dags, Moff.
Okay, I'll go Dylan. I'm going to go Pettis, and I'm going to go Moff. Sorry, Tyler.
Oh, Tyler's my buddy, not yours, so that's definitely solidified that.
I know, I've only known him for 30 years. Okay, so yeah, there you have it, guys. I mean, we're going to find out. It's fun to just kind of talk about it. There's reasons to watch both classes, I would say, for different reasons, kind of different. You know what I mean? 250's packed, 450 is going to be pretty interesting to watch the top 5.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Who's going to get 5th, I think, is the big deal, is the question too, right?
Yeah, because that could be any guy at any time. I think there's a lot of guys, and then there's also the unknown. We haven't even really talked about that because now with let's talk about the elephant in the room with COVID being non-existent now. I guess at this point, you know, in the eyes of the government and borders.
The eyes of the border, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The eyes of the border.
Yeah.
You know, guys can now start just bouncing up, you know, off weekends and things like that. So we're gonna have guys come up. I know there's been talk of Luke Grenson coming back on a 2-stroke 250. What class did he race?
You know who we didn't mention in the 250 class?
I was just about to say that when I said 250 is Kevin Benoit.
Yikes! We just threw in. Boy, how do we forget Kevin? Well, easy to forget him because he wasn't on the list of points. But we got to jump in here and finish off the
throw him in.
Oh my goodness, we got to. We're backing up to the 250 class here. But Kevin Benoit supposed to ride that the new fuel-injected 252 stroke.
Yeah.
Didn't work out, had troubles with the bike, couldn't get it kind of to be consistently for him, some gremlins. Gonna ride the 254 stroke. I mean, boy, where do we put him? Sorry, we're backtracking. We have to.
Yeah. I don't know.
See, he could either blow us away and be in that top 4 battle, or he's gonna be 5 to 8 guy.
Yeah, I put Kevin in the top 5 battle. I put him there. Like, then that shuffles everyone else.
It does.
Back.
Boy.
It just messes with everything. Yeah, I forgot all about him because he hasn't been around for the last few years.
I know.
Yeah, he hasn't been around for the last few years. So, and now being in the 250 class too, he's not really what you expect him to be in. So yeah, I think he's going to be that top 5 guy.
Yeah, I think he kind of has to be. Although, 254 stroke. He was kind of excited about the whole. He retired, and he was coming back to ride the 2-stroke. It was going to be kind of fun, promotional thing for the brand and everything too. Now he's just another guy in a 4-stroke.
Yeah, and now he's racing kids.
Racing kids.
Yeah, and that's you know, as you get older, it's things change. He's got a kid, you know, responsibilities, he's not just that pin it kind of guy anymore like these other guys are. These kids are they're just pinning it to win it, and that's the best thing about him. But you know, I think Cavan will be able to be there in the end. And
I think, how about this? Until we see him, I mean, how can we say? I mean, he's a two-time champ, former champ, for goodness sake. But as I said, retired, went to the 450, retired, coming back. I would say he's not in that top 4 guys yet, but maybe he is. So until we see it,
we'll have to wait.
If I had to guess, I'd say he's right behind that battle.
Yeah, until we see it, I guess at that point he's only raced.
He'll pull a whole shot and check out now.
Yeah, just to say screw you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna put him right there.
Okay, all right, yeah, sorry, but he's not mixing up your top 3 pick.
Nope.
Okay,
no,
mine either. So we're okay. Sorry, we forgot you in the 250 section there, Cavan, but we hope we made up for it. Yeah, I mean, boy, okay, so I think we covered it, man. What anything else?
It makes the 250 class just even more deep, right? Like it's insane how many guys are there and able to win. So
yeah, it's exciting. And like you said, what if somebody shows up in America on a 252 stroke, because that's wide open, almost wide open.
Yep, and I think that's going to be a thing. I think that's going to be more than like either out west or even, especially when it always seems to be when we get out east, more guys come up from the east coast, from Florida, or Florida, Georgia, all those things.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
We'll have to wait and see.
All right, well, Greg, I think we covered it. I appreciate you hanging out. It's pizza time, I think.
It is pizza time. It's always pizza time.
So we're 1 week away, guys. We're going to have our answers coming up soon. Watch for it. We're going to have, obviously, tons of video, photo coverage, recaps kind of thing. If you want to get involved in some of the broadcasts and recaps that we do, hit me up, Billy at directmotocross.com. Obviously, there's room for a sponsorship on an article, a weekly article, a column, a banner on the site, anything like that. So helps get the Direct Motocross van from round to round. So if you're interested, if you know anybody that might be interested, for sure, hit me up, Billy at directmotocross.com. We're going to be there anyway, but it would be also better to have you there with us.
Exactly, yeah. We appreciate you guys listening, and be gentle with your comments.